Okay, everybody, welcome to our porch yoga tonight. I have my phone here, this phone with me tonight, so I can see when people jump in on the live chat if you've got any questions. And this way I can also see where my mat is setting up. I can see where I'm at. I think you guys can see me. I think this is going to be okay. So I'm going to sit down here. Give everybody just a few minutes to start coming in. Hey, Kayla. This is great. I got my glasses on. I got my other phone on. So I have my first live chatter on right now. That is Kayla. She is my multi-talented niece that is in New York. And so I'm glad that she is here. And we'll give everybody a few more minutes to kind of pop in, see who shows up, see who comes in and chats to me, says something so I can tell who's here. I can see my phone up there doing little weird things. But I'm kind of having to run by this one down here. So I've got my clock. I've got my live chat stream. So we may get joined here just a little bit by Flash the Wonder Pig, because she is coming around the side of the house right now, and she might end up in the middle of our yoga live stream. And that's okay, because you do down dog, we can surely do, what was it Ashley said the other day, push the pig. So here she comes. Kayla, this is what we out for the deer. I'll see you use it. Oh, that works. That's cool. That's cool, Kayla. Got to feed those little deer. So, yeah, definitely send me some pictures of that. She says she's putting those strawberries out there. So here's Flash. She's going to join us tonight. Yeah, it's something is all I can say. So if you're just tuning in, make sure you get some music that you want to listen to while you're doing your yoga. You want to make sure you can hear me, obviously. We just went on hold. Okay, it was doing a processing, but it looks like we're still up and going. Flash, I don't need your help. I don't need your help. So, yeah, I don't know. This is the first time that I've actually done just YouTube. They finally acknowledged that I had, now I have a barn swallow trying to get in the nest above the camera. First time I've actually done the YouTube without any kind of different encoding process. So I guess they finally figured out that I had enough subscribers, and so now I'm actually just running YouTube live. So I'm not sure if it kind of pauses or something. It may try to process as we go. I'm not sure how this is going to work. So anyway, so definitely get your music out, and and I'm looking at my time here just to make sure where we're at. And Flash has decided that exercising is not for her little portly hiney tonight, but that's okay. So this week we're gonna do a little bit more work. I'm going to one of my throw-togethers that I really like. I prefer to have music behind me, but I can't. I am gonna try to find out. I'm still on the lookout to see what YouTube has for music that I can play in the background that's not copyrighted and stuff like that. Kayla, you could do me an entire CD of your music that you made yourself. There'll be no copyright infringements on YouTube. Just a hint out there. So, oh, she'll work on it. Wonderful. Yeah, because if it's not something that's out there published, it has no copyright on it. They can't do it. Red Dutchess Yoga album, yes, definitely. Has to all be stuff though that's all your own work. So, but so okay. I'm gonna assume that Marianne's probably out there getting ready to tune in too, and a lot of my local people. So let's get started. And pardon my paper and my phone. Like I said tonight, this is my way I can kind of keep track of everybody and what's going on, and if anybody has any questions. And so Let's start by getting in a comfortable position. Whether you want to lay down, whether you want to sit up, it doesn't matter. Let's close our eyes and just breathe normally. And let's start to let the things that's been happening, the things that's happened today, things that you need to get done tomorrow. Let's start to let them just kind of fleet past. They may enter your mind, but just okay, you're there, and go away. Let's start to pay attention to our breath. As we inhale, feel how it fills up our belly and our chest. And as we exhale, let's feel how it releases the tension. If you're practicing inside your house and you have your music going, just start letting the music start to take you away. If you're like I am outside, you've got the birds chirping, the cat meowing, all the nice peaceful sounds. Let's start to deepen our breath just a little bit, and let's set our intention for our practice today. Let's start to bring our awareness more to inside ourselves, knowing that this practice that we're getting ready to do is for us, and we are all that matters in this moment in time. Doing our yoga practice in home, you may have pets, husbands, wives, children, and this is a good way of learning to use your breath and paying attention to your breath to tune everything else out that's around you and to take the time for your practice today. So let us slowly open our eyes and let's inhale our arms up. Nice stretch, and exhale, releasing the air. Let's do this again. A nice inhale. Maybe look up between your fingers. Stretch really tall. And then exhale. Arms down. So now let's just turn to the side on our mats and let's find ourselves in a laying down position. I am paying attention to the people that are tuning in to our live stream yoga tonight. I may not comment as we do this, but I will definitely let you know later. I appreciate everybody that is here in our practice tonight. So as we are laying down on our back, let's bring our feet to the floor, kind of wide on our mat, hands to our side, and as we inhale, exhale, and let's just drop our knees to the left. And then just inhale back to the center. And exhale our legs to the right. Now let's do that a few times. And as we inhale coming up and exhaling to the opposite side, let's just do a nice little slow 5 count. As we inhale up, let's exhale to the opposite side with a nice slow 5 count. Hello, fluffy kitty. And let's just keep doing that on your own for just a couple of minutes. This is a nice slow stretch that's going to start to work your spine a little bit looser without overextending right off the bat. Let's do 2 more times on each side. Inhaling to the center, exhaling to the side, 5 count. Now, as we come back to the center, then let's just bring our knees up to our chest. Let's try to keep our sacrum as low to the ground as we can. Let's try to keep our shoulders as low to the ground as we can. But let's kind of tuck the knees in and just maybe roll around in a circle and massage that lower back. And let's switch directions. And let's enjoy the fact that the cat is helping me do yoga with you tonight. So now let's reach up and grab the outsides of our feet and let us find happy baby. Let's drop our elbows. Why do I always say that? Drop our knees to our armpits as much as possible. Also trying to keep the sacrum and the shoulders as close to the ground as you can. You might want to rock back and forth a little bit. You might want to kind of work with straightening your leg just a tad bit. Just remembering this is the first one through. Now let's just place our hands on the underneath sides of our thighs. And let's just do a nice roll up. And let's find ourselves seated in a cross-legged position on the mat. As we inhale our arms up, and then we exhale, let's twist to the left. Once again, we can use the right hand to kind of push yourself around a little bit. The left hand is only being used as a kickstand. You're really not doing much with it. Try to roll that left shoulder back a little bit. Maybe turn and look over your left shoulder. That'll give you a little bit more of a nice stretch down the side of your neck. Let's take 2 nice breaths here, in and out. Let's inhale our arms up to the center and exhale and twist to the other side. I'm really hoping in your practice tonight that you're not having to deal with a cat licking and biting your fingers. However, if you are, just pet the kitty because it makes you feel more relaxed. Now inhale, arms above our head. And as we exhale, let's just fold over. Now, it might be a little stiff tonight. Don't be afraid to take your block and stick it under your head. You can drop down. Let's just kind of relax, trying to keep our tush on the floor. And let's just kind of breathe into this for a second. Take a nice deep inhale, filling everything up, our lower back and our chest and our stomach. And as we exhale, sink into it just a little further. Once again, let's inhale, filling our lower back, filling our middle back, filling our belly, our chest. And exhaling. As we slowly roll ourselves up, let's go ahead and bring our arms up over our head and inhale. And as we exhale, let's bring our arms back behind us, kind of fingers out, just opening this chest up. Just stretch it out across the front of our chest and our shoulders. If you've got a good neck, you might just kind of want to work your neck a little bit here. If you've got any neck injury, any major stiffness, then don't do it. Might get a pop or two. Okay, as we inhale our arms up, let's give a big release. Now, let's just bring our legs around and let's find ourselves in a tabletop position. So we want our hands right up underneath our shoulders in a straight line. We want our hips aligned with our knees, and we're going to sit and get into cat and cow. So as we inhale, let's drop the belly, arching the back, bringing our head up a little bit to look. Don't overextend that neck. And as we exhale, let's really arch that back. Push those shoulders. Let's inhale, back up. And while you're here, take time to breathe. Maybe work around a little bit. Kind of work your cow. You might drop back a little bit. Work those hips. And then when you're ready, exhale and cat and do the same thing. You might find yourself in different positions here. You might put yourself up on your pinkies to get a little extra stretch across the backs of your shoulders. You might sit back a little and stretch out the lower back. Okay, from here, you've got a little bit of pressure on your wrist there. Let's just flip those wrists upside down. Kind of stretch that one wrist out a little bit. Maybe turn it around a little bit. Back the other direction. Do the other side. Kind of push it to the floor a little. Wrap it around this way. Maybe this direction. And from here, let's place our hands a little wider apart, shoulder width apart on our mats. Let's curl our toes under, and let's push ourselves back to our first down dog of the night. Now, your dog may be up here because you may be loose already for the day. You may have already been doing stuff. But if not, let's bend those knees a little bit. Keep a little bend in there, but let's walk this dog. Just kind of walk your dog. Your ideal thing is you're pushing on the L of your fingers. You're pushing yourself back, booty in the air as far as possible, dropping those shoulders, dropping that head. But your down dog might not look like that, and that's okay. So, let's hope that you don't have a cat in your way. So now let's just walk our feet up and just do a forward fold. Maybe cross our arms. I'm going to turn this direction. Sway back and forth. Just making sure to relax this neck. Don't hold the tension there. Now your first forward fold for the night also, you may have quite a bit of bend in your knees, and that's fine. You may want to bend far enough that you can rest your belly on your knees. That may be where you want to start tonight. Okay, so before we start into our first flow, let's do a half raise, keeping our back as straight as possible. Inhale. As you exhale, forward fold. As you inhale now, let's slowly, bending the knees, slowly raise up, one vertebrae at a time. Arms are the last thing to come up on the inhale. And let's bring our hands down as an exhale to heart center. Now, let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now let's place our hands on either side of our mat in get ourselves set up for a plank position, stepping back or hopping back into plank. Your plank, your wrists should be underneath your shoulders, nice and straight, nice and strong. From here, let's slowly lower ourselves down to our belly. And let's look just right at the edge of our mat with our head. Bringing our arms back to the side and palms facing up. Raising your legs, and let's find lotus. From here, everything in your back should be engaged. Heels turned in toward each other, toes out, gives you an extra stretch. Let's relax our legs, bring our hands back underneath our shoulders, curling our toes. Let's push ourselves all the way up to a down dog. Let's take 2 or 3 breaths here in our dog. Let's walk our dog. From here, raise our right leg into a three-legged split. Let's bring that one through between our hands, and let's set ourselves up for a low lunge. Before we actually come up, make sure that our knee is over our ankle. Let's drop our knee to the floor in the back. Both feet would have been facing the same direction. As we are here, then let's inhale, arms overhead. Now in this position, you're going to find that you're getting a nice pull right in here. By having your knee down in this lower lunge, you actually have a little bit more balance. We will be doing a higher lunge later. Making sure that this stays as much at a 90-degree angle. So if you're not, like I wasn't there, just roll your toes, kind of walk it out a little bit, because you really want to feel this nice, and your chest is facing forward, arms are overhead. Let's inhale and let's drop our, as an exhale, let's bring our arms to cactus arms. From cactus arms, let's inhale, arms over our head. And from here, let's turn and twist to the left as if we were in Warrior Two with our arms. Nice and straight, drop the shoulders. You're going to get a nice little twist here, but you're starting to feel it in this other leg now. Okay, let's inhale, arms overhead. And as we exhale, let's bring our hands to the floor. If you've got your block handy, this is a good time to use your block. We're just going to rotate ourselves back into what's called a half split. Now you might have to dock that right leg up just a little bit because you want to kind of keep as much of an angle right there at a 90 degree as you can. If you need to use your block because you're here, that's fine. Otherwise, just kind of fold over and rotate that toe to the outside just a little bit. Now, don't worry about if your leg is not completely straight because this is a pretty intense stretch. So you may be here and you may be feeling it. You may be here and it might be perfect, or you may be able to come on down a little bit. Let's just remember to breathe. Breathe in the air to where it's tight, and as you exhale, you can lean in just a little bit more. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths here. Are you feeling it in that leg? Okay, from here, let's pivot that leg back in. Let's kind of reset that front leg. and find our way back into our low lunge. Arms up. Inhale, exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up. And this time when we exhale, let's twist our body to the right. So you may have to rotate this back shoulder because this feels really weird and you'll probably fall over. It's okay, just pick yourself back up and stick right back into it again. From here, let's inhale, arms up, and exhale, hands to the mat. Now what we're going to do here, where you can also use your block again if necessary, we're just going to bump that leg up. Now both legs, both feet are in the same direction. They're in line with either of each other in a straight line. Your legs are straight. This is a pyramid, so you may want to have your block here to lean into. You might be here with your pyramid due to flexibility. You find your spot and your comfy spot, and we just want to fold over. You're going to feel a nice, good pull on the back of this hamstring. If it's too much, just put a little bit of bend or bring that back leg up a little bit. Now, from this position, if you have your block, you may want to use your block right here, because what we're going to do is we're going to shift our weight, to the front leg, put a little bit of a bend in it, keeping our hips nice and level. Let's just bring this left leg up behind us into what would be a warrior three. Now, if you're seasoned at it, then you may be able to release. Now, I could bring my hands out in front of me. However, I have the railing of the porch in the way. So if you are okay with being able to do that, then you can go right back. You can bring it into a full warrior three. Okay, let us slowly release our leg back down into our pyramid again. Releasing our head. And then let's just step that left foot up and go into a full forward fold. From here, let us halfway lift. Forward fold. Let's slowly bring yourself all the way up. And we say slowly so you don't pass out and you don't put a tweak in your back. And exhale, hands to heart center. Just take a minute to just kind of reset. A couple of breaths. Bring yourself back to your breathing. Refocus if you need to. The pig just went running around the house. Arms up overhead. And forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Forward fold. Let's place our hands on the mat. Let's step back or hop into plank. From here, let's lower ourselves down to the mat Finding our little space to look at right in front of the mat. Engaging the arms and the legs into lotus. Now, if you're doing lotus properly, you will feel the tightness from the base of your neck all the way to your toes. Another good breath. Let's release our legs, bringing our hands down underneath our shoulders, curling our toes, and we're going to push right into down dog. You might want to walk dog. From here, let's raise our left leg up and bring it right through between our hands. And let's set ourselves up once again for our low lunge. Making sure we have our nice straight area here. Drop that knee. Once you're there, let's inhale, arms up. Let's inhale. Exhale, cactus arms. And when we're doing our cactus arms, we're really opening up this chest. Try to keep these arms fairly flat there. Just kind of really opening that chest up. Inhale, arms up. And as we exhale, let's twist to the left. A little bit of a balance challenge on this side. Let's inhale, our arms up. Exhale, arms, hands to the mat. Setting ourselves up for our half split. So we just want to rotate back. Once again, use your block if necessary to hold on to, because a lot of people, you're clear up here for your split, and that is fine. Rotate that big toe to the outside, which is a whole different twist going on in here, and just relax into it. You may find that you have one side that is much more flexible than the other, and that's normal. For some reason, this one I have overcompensated because this is the knee I hurt. So my hamstrings are actually looser on this side. So I'm having to try to catch up with the others. Breathe in and fill the tight spaces with air. As you exhale, just relax into it. Just remember too, it doesn't have to look pretty. It only has to work. So let's slowly pivot our foot back, placing it on the ground, shifting our weight and setting ourselves back up for our low lunge. Once we're there, let's raise arms up. Inhale. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up, and exhale to the right. Now this time as we inhale our arms up, we're going to exhale our hands to the mat. Once again, you may need your block, okay? We're going to just shift the back foot. I have a fly. Up in line with the front foot facing the same direction. Once again, we're going into a pyramid pose. Once again, your pyramid may be here. It may be back here. Depends on how flexible you are. Don't try to prove anything to yourself. Just do what's comfortable. Don't overextend your hamstrings. Use your block if you need to lean into. Otherwise, just inhale, exhale, and fold. You may find by now that one of your legs may be vibrating just a little bit. And you're like, what's that all about? And it's because you're using muscles you're not used to using. Let's take another nice deep breath. Once again, let's find your block. We're going to shift our weight, put a slight bend into our left leg, making sure we try to stay as flat across our hips as we can, raising our left or right leg into that warrior 3 position. If you're able to come off of that. Once you when you're ready to come off out of that, let's come right back into our pyramid, which is kind of a little tricky transition right there. Not much movement, so it doesn't give you time to get that balance. And then let's inhale, bring our foot up to meet the other one. Exhale into a forward fold. Now, make sure you work your neck, get that neck worked out, get those shoulders worked out, kind of move around a little bit because, you know, you get a little tight right there doing warrior 3. Okay, let's place our hands to the mat. We're going to step or hop back into plank. From here, we're going to lower ourselves down once again slowly and find lotus. Heels toward each other, nice extension, nice tightness. One more breath. Let's relax our legs and place our hands underneath our shoulders. Let's push back to down dog. Okay, from here, let's raise our right leg up. Let's bring it in between our hands. Now, before we even come up, let's make sure both feet are facing forward. We have the right knee over the right ankle. And this back leg now is going to be nice and engaged and straight. We're going to come up into a high lunge. So your feet are like on railroad tracks. If you happen to have marks on your mat, you can use those to gauge where your feet are at. Once you're set, let's slowly rise up. Hands overhead. Now we're really working. Engage the core, engage the legs. Should have a nice strong leg back here. Trust that right leg to hold you up. You should be able to see the second toe, the very edge of your second toe, just above your knee. So you're not here, you're here. As inhale, arms down to our side. Bring them back behind us, leaning forward, and let's airplane. Now from here, you can drop your foot and do this without using your hands, or you can put your hands right here on the floor. Let's bring that back leg so that it's just the opposite. Your heel and your arch line up. You're going to come up into a warrior 2. So You're going to be nice straight arms. Relax those shoulders. You can still see your toe right here. You don't want to be rolled in, rolled out, or too far. If you can get far enough down there, then move those toes out there so that you can see that second toe over, just peeking out from your knee. Nice straight leg back here, and your gaze is over your fingers. From here, we're just going to straighten that front leg, leaning our body forward, and a nice tilt. Once again, you can use your block if you need to. Okay, any way you want to, you can use your shin, or if you're limber enough. Both legs are straight. You're getting a new twist on this part of your inside of your leg muscles and your hamstrings. Nice straight up in the arm. A lot of our instructors will say, see if you can slide yourself through a toaster and not touch the sides. Okay, from here, we're going to slowly bring our hands down, rotating our feet so that our toes are pointed at opposite sides of the mat, bending the knees, and we're going to just come on up into a goddess squat. So arms overhead and cactus arm. Now, you want your heels underneath your knees. You don't want to be, the cat just knocked me over. You don't want to be leaning this way or out this way. So if you have to bring your knees in to get that, that's fine. You're into a nice goddess squat. Now you're going to really start feeling it just a little bit. From here, let's inhale, arms up, slowly bringing ourselves up. Taking and rotating our feet so they both meet the same direction. And we're going to fold into another pyramid. So you may need to pull that leg up. You might need to use your blocks. There's room for adjustment all the way through here. Another nice deep breath. Having block in hand if necessary. Let's just bend that right leg just a little bit, and let's find our warrior three. From here, so slowly, and you may touch down, that's fine, bring yourself up and find your best tree. Now, your tree may be right here, toe on the ground. Key is keeping this knee out, okay? Your tree might be right in here on the calf. And then again, you may be clear up here. My only problem is my foot slides off my pants. I never can get a pair of pants that my foot doesn't slide off. So I just kind of rock my tree right there. Okay? And we're just going to stand here for just one sec, and we're going to work on our balance, keeping this knee rotated, a little bit of a bend in this leg. Now, if you find that you're starting to like teeter a lot, check in with your feet. Make sure all points of your foot are contacted. And I have a tendency once in a while to, if I feel like I'm like leaning back or sideways, I just kind of bend that knee and just rock forward just a little bit. Put just a little bit more weight on the fronts of the toes and the ball of the foot, and it helps balance it out. You may be able to bring your arms up over here. You may be able to bring them up overhead. You may be able to bring them to heart center. Nice inhale, exhale. This is the time to refocus. Let's bring our arms up over our head. And as we release our leg, just exhale and forward fold. Now we're going to run the other side. So let's place our hands on the mat, step or hop back into a plank. Once you're here, let's lower slowly down. Find our way into lotus. Don't forget to breathe. Let's lower our hands and our feet, putting our hands underneath our shoulders. Push ourselves, curl our toes under, and push ourselves back to down dog. From our down dog, let's raise our left leg up. Bring it through, setting ourselves up for a high lunge. Make sure your feet are where you want them. Make sure they're facing the same direction all the way forward. Your knee is set. When you're ready, inhale, arms up. As we inhale, exhale, let's bring our arms down to our side and let's find airplane. Really holding ourselves up there with that left leg. From here, using no hands or hands, let's drop that back leg, twisting it, and let's bring ourselves up to warrior two. I'm going to have to turn around because I'll be facing the back side all the way through if I don't. Holding your warrior two. So let's our arms up and let's turn our feet so they're both toes pointing out, and let's set ourselves up for our goddess squat. Arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Let's arms up. Let's drop ourselves back into warrior two for just 1 minute. Straightening the front leg, keeping everything else straight. Leaning. Finding our block, our leg, our floor. Bringing that arm up, rolling that shoulder back. Keeping a nice, straight triangle. Okay, from here, let's drop our hands to the floor, turning the feet, bringing the leg up to a pyramid. From our pyramid, let's put a slight bend in that front leg. And let's find our warrior three, which is very difficult in this position on this porch. From here, let's slowly bring ourselves back up, finding our tree. Let me bring our arms to the side. On up. You want a real challenge? Look up between your hands. And close your eyes. Let's lower our arms. Bring them up as a nice deep inhale. Exhale, we're releasing heart center. Take just a second, kind of work your way. Just kind of work out anything. This might be tight there for just one sec. Okay, from here, let's arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Placing our hands to the sides, let's step back or hop into plank. Now let's lower ourselves slowly. And as we get into our lotus, let's hit one more lotus here. Take 2 deep breaths. As we do our last exhale, let's place our body and turn your head to the left. And just kind of use that to kind of press into the floor to maybe stretch your neck out just a little bit. You may find that you hold more tension in your neck than you should be. And then switch sides. Just lay there and enjoy that for a minute. Okay, from here, let's just put our hands to underneath our shoulders and let's press back into a child's pose. This is nice wide knees, and your feet come together and touch. Now, if you have knee problems, this might not be an option. You may need to keep those knees a little closer together. Sometimes it helps from closer together. Sometimes it actually helps from farther apart. Depends on what your knees are. And just nice long stretch. Trying to keep your booty down. Forearms may be on the floor. Just nice long stretch here. Let's rest your forehead against the floor if you can. If you're not very limber and that's hard for you, use your block. Put your block right where your head's at. That may be it. Maybe your block needs to be on your chest. Use your block as your tool however you need it. You may just walk your hands to the right. Maybe placing the left hand over the right hand for a little extra stretch in the armpit area. Moving your hands back to center. Let's go over to the left side. Placing your right hand over your left hand. Remembering to breathe. Let's come back to center. And let's bring ourselves right on up to all fours, and let's right on around to our bum with our legs out in front of us. You may have your legs out, spread apart a little bit, close together, whatever feels comfortable. We're just going to do arms up overhead and forward fold. Once again, we're going to be here for just a few seconds. So if you need to put your block in between your legs and rest your head on it, that's fine. Okay, let's slowly bring yourself up. Let's tuck the right foot against the inside of your left thigh. Arms overhead. Turning our body toward our toes. Let's fold over that left leg. If you need to have a little bend in that leg, that's fine. Once again, do not overextend the hamstrings. And slowly bring ourselves up. Switch legs. Arms overhead, inhale, exhale, forward fold. And let's inhale, slowly rolling ourselves back up, and a nice exhale. Untuck your legs. Let's find ourselves in a boat pose for a second. So let's bring our feet right up here flat. And what we're going to do is we're just going to sit right back here on this little flat part of our bum here. And your boat may be here, okay? Your boat may be here, you know. But you want to try to keep this nice and open, things looking out. A lot of times I really like to do my boats this way. Haven't been doing very many. These are nice exercise. So let's just kind of keeping our chest nice and open, our chin up. However we want our legs here, arms, palms facing up. And let's move our arms out to the side. You just engaged another muscle that you didn't know you had. I know you felt it. Arms overhead. There goes all another set of muscles. Bring our arms straight down with our palms are facing in. Let's do that one more time. So those arms out to the side. Remembering to breathe. Arms overhead. Arms out. Palms facing together. And let's just release our feet back to the floor. Oh, yeah. So let's roll back onto our back now. Let's just take a minute. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Let's just bring our knees into our chest. Rock back and forth. Loosening up everything you just tightened. Let's reach up and grab our big toes. Okay, let's do dead bug. Just kind of hanging in there, stretching out the muscles. Okay, let's bring our feet back to the floor, flush. And let's put our left leg down on the floor. Bringing our right leg, let's stick our right leg up in the air. Stick our left hand and just bring that right leg on over into a nice controlled spinal twist. Now, you may be able to bring all the way here and keeping both shoulder blades on the floor. But if not, that's what that block's for. You can just rest it right on there. You want to feel a nice twist in your lower spine, but trying to keep your shoulders on the floor. You may want to bend that knee, straighten it. You may bring it, whatever works for you is in your practice. Nice inhale, exhale. Now with that leg still straight, let's bring that right back up to center as we inhale. And let's exhale and bring it to the floor. Let's switch legs. So inhale that leg up. Reach over with your right hand and slowly bring it over into a nice spinal twist. Trying to keep all your shoulders on the ground. Let's inhale and bring it straight back up. Bending as we exhale and release. Just bring both of our knees in, rocking back and forth. Let's reach out to the outsides of our feet and find happy baby one more time. If there's any other position that you want to try that you haven't done in your practice, now's the time. One last pose. Otherwise, let's just find our way into our corpse pose. Relaxing. Now, if you have a problem with your lower back or whatnot, you can always do a bound angle. Bound angle, that feels really good on the lower back. It kind of opens everything up. Otherwise, let's just lay here, let our feet drop open, palms facing up, shoulders, let them start to relax into the floor. So as we lay here at the end of our practice, we want to make sure we're paying attention to our breath. Now's the time to come back to our breath. Don't start thinking of what you have to do when you get done. We just want to lay here and completely relax and listen to the music, listen to the birds, and just breathe. So tonight, as you lay there and relax, let's imagine that it's a beautiful, beautiful day. And the grass is starting to green, the birds are starting to sing, the frogs. Everything is nice and peaceful. There's no air moving, and if there is, it's a very, very gentle breeze. As you lay there, you can feel the sun on your skin. You might feel an ant crawl across your leg, but it's okay. You just ignore it. You're feeling your body start to merge with the earth. And you can feel the power of the earth and its healing nutrients coming up through the backside of your body. You can smell the fresh grasses growing, maybe an apple tree blooming nearby. And you can hear the bees buzzing as they work the pollen on the newfound dandelions and apple blossoms. And as you lay there, you feel yourself sinking further and further into the ground, and the grass is coming up around your skin, and it feels very gentle, a slight tickle. And you hear the birds more and more intensely because everything's so peaceful that their singing is all you can hear. And then maybe you can hear a slight rustling far off in the pine trees as the wind starts to pick up just a little to send a nice soft breeze your direction. Because even though you're laying in the nice sun, you're not hot, you're not cold. You're perfectly comfortable. And you just feel that slight breeze as it tingles across your skin, making the hair on your body, on your arms, maybe stand up just a little as it ripples across. And as you lay there, maybe you start to leave your body a little. You feel like you're floating, you're so relaxed. And you find that you're actually above yourself. And you see yourself laying there completely relaxed in the grass. And you see the deer that's about 30 or 40 feet away just munching on its grass like it doesn't even know you're there. And now you're above yourself, floating around with the bird that's soaring above your head. And you can see everything around you. Maybe there's some nice hills off in the distance that you can see with the trees and the shade. There may be a lake in the valley that you're laying in, and you can see yourself and the clouds and the birds reflecting off the calm, peaceful waters. And over those hills, there might be the ocean. It's your world, and you float above it, and you see what you want to see, and it's calm and it's peaceful. Now you're up in the air far enough that all you can hear is the wind blowing around your hair and your ears. It's very soothing. So as you come back down very slowly, and you find your way back down into your body, and you feel your body reconnect with the earth, you realize that you're at peace. And that by just taking time to relax and breathe, that you could feel so peaceful and so welcoming and loved. And you lay there long enough that you actually start to feel the sun maybe disappear behind the hills and the trees. And you slowly start to bring yourself back. And you don't know how long you've been laying there, but you know that you are completely relaxed and you're one with nature. And you've communed with the birds and the bugs and the deer. And now you can take that peace back with you. You slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, start to bring yourself back. Maybe rolling to one side. Nice deep inhale and a nice exhale, sigh of relief. That all is good. And when you're ready, you just find yourself in a seated position with our hands to our heart. Know that everything that you did today was for you. Praise yourself for taking the time out of the craziness that's going on right now to bring yourself back to nature, bring yourself back to peace, and exercise and make your body feel good. Use the time that you have with your loved ones, at home, wherever you may be. Take that time to focus and think, what can I change in my life when everything goes back to normal? There's a lot of you that's tuned into my live stream on yoga since we've all been where we're at. And I hope that when this is all done, that you continue your yoga journey. Know that I appreciate you allowing me to be in your homes and taking the time to help you. Hopefully everything made you feel a bit better. Know that you are loved and that you are appreciated and that everything will be okay. Namaste. So I want to thank everybody for joining in tonight. If you're still on my live stream and you want to throw me a chat here somewhere, I can actually acknowledge people now. I do really appreciate you guys supporting me with this. I do miss my class on Monday night. I miss my ladies on Monday night. They always come to the winery. And, but I'm also... Petite Plantation, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Kayla. I hope by that Yo Mama that you feel pretty good at the end of that. And I will continue on Monday nights to do my yoga live stream as long as people want to tune in. And I have no problems on any other night doing some stuff if anybody wants anything. And I'm kind of getting the hang of this live stream thing. So I really appreciate it. And I'm going to sign off for now. And thanks again for joining us tonight. Love y'all from Red Dutchess Farm.